might have broke a rib right there.
Ladies and gentlemen, my wife called me a name that hurt my feelings a while back. She called me an alcoholic. And I told her she didn't know what she was talking about. And eventually, there's a long story behind it, but I wound up going to meetings just to get her off my back and think things would, blow over. Worst thing that could have happened to somebody who was trying to fake their way through it was something that would happen to me, something made sense. One of my buddies in my program, he said he was going to throw everything he'd been working for away. He decided he'd go out and try it. So he went out to the first bar. He said he raised his hand to order a drink. The bartender started coming to him, and he said, look, he said he heard a guy from across the bar yell his name. He looked around, this guy from our meeting that was there having lunch. He said, hey! He said, hey! Shoot. He said he talked to him for a little bit, walked into the next bar. He said that when he got to that one, he looked around real good to make sure nobody was there that he knew. He raised his hand to order a drink, and the guy at the end of the bar that he used to drink with looked at him and said, hey man, how's it going? I heard you were in the program now. He said everywhere he went, there was God again, and I knew what he was talking about, y'all. And so I wrote this song with my buddy Lil Skinny. He was on American Idol. It'll be on my new record coming out in February. I hope you like it. A young man in a two-tone Chevy took that curve too fast. Not sure the breath he took before the crash would be his last. Wrapped that truck around a tree and walked away without a scratch. There goes God again. There goes God again. A mama crying late at night, tears streaming down her face. A little boy comes in the room, says, Mama, everything's okay. Sits by her side, says, I'm right here, you don't have to be afraid. There goes God again. There goes God again. There goes God again. When we got no one else, He's there to fix the mess we made when we do things ourselves. You think by now we'd learn how good a friend He's been. Every time we think we find there's no way out, and then there goes God again. Sitting in an empty house and feeling so alone, thinking that nobody cares and it'd be better if he's gone. Right then his cell phone rings and it's his daughter on the phone. There goes God again. There goes God again. There goes God again. When we got no one else, He's there to fix the mess we made when we do things ourselves. You think by now we'd learn how good a friend He's been. Every time we think we find there's no way out, and then there goes God again. Every time we think we find there's no way out, and then there goes God again. There goes God again. Ladies and gentlemen, August of this past year was my 3 years no drugs, no alcohol, sober, so I'm grateful for that.